in this video I'm going to be talking about the new React ZwoBot device. ZwoBot is a suite of Max for Live devices that allows you to create visuals inside Ableton, and they just released version 3, which includes this new React device. This creates a reaction diffusion effect. So essentially what it does is it takes the pixels from the video and it will make them create ever evolving, changing patterns. I've got this video looping in the background and I'm going to turn this device on, and you can see it's converted the pixels of that video into this pattern. The speed dial controls the speed of the movement of the patterns, and then you've got this attractor dial which changes the way the patterns move and look. So you can use this dial to make the patterns more chaotic or more organized, and it'll also change the colors and shapes. The bloom control will affect the intensity or spread of the patterns, so it can be used to create more subtle or more intense effects. In this case, as I'm turning it up, it's getting much more bright, much more white. How this whole effect behaves will depend on the underlying image, because it depends on the colors of it, brightness, contrast, and that kind of thing. So the effect will differ depending on the visual you've got underneath. In this case, it's making it more white, but it might behave differently with a different type of visual. But basically, the bloom control can be used along with the attractor control to adjust how the pattern is behaving. And the density control obviously controls the density of the pattern, so the shapes within the pattern will be smaller as you bring the density up, and as you bring it down, the shapes in the pattern become bigger. And then under here we've got a color mode, so this is either mono or RGB. I think RGB just brings in a bit more color, because you can see even when it's on mono, we're still getting color. But you'll get a bit more when you put it on RGB. And all 4 of these dials have our usual sound reactive controls, so I can have it respond to the incoming audio, either the lower frequencies if I select low, or the higher frequencies if I select high. And then, as with everything else, we can control the sensitivity of it. And they all have beat controls. They can respond to the BPM instead of the audio by clicking this button, and that's going to correspond to whatever you've got set up on your master beat control on your ZwoBot player. And in the bottom left hand corner we've got our usual transparency and blend mode controls. So over here I can control the overall transparency of the effect, and then here I've got a selection of blend modes.